Welcome everyone to the BL Rapid in Switzerland. We have the experienced Grandmaster Surya Sekhar Ganguly playing with the white pieces against Savitha Shri. And Savitha is not here. Surya opens with knight to f3. It's a clash of generations between two Indian stars, and it's already 3 minutes have surpassed. And Savitha is here. She comes late. 15 minutes plus 5 seconds increment. She's the current Asian champion. And that's she goes c5, pawn to c5, pawn to c4 by Surya. And let's see what Savitha plays. Knight c6. She's very good at speed chess, but will the 3 minute deficit come to haunt her? Pawn to d4. And Savitha is thinking, well, I think you must take, because if you don't, then pawn to d5 would be very good for white. So pawn takes, knight takes, and she goes g6. There's also possibility to play e6 and get your bishop out here. Now Surya gets the Morozzi bind. This is the Sicilian dragon setup. Pawn to d6. Bishop comes out to e2. Bishop to g7 played. And now bishop to e3. Savitha castles. Surya castles as well. This is supposed to be a very nice risk-free position for white. But black is very tenacious, very solid. Rook c8. He goes knight c2 because white has more space. Tries to keep more pieces on the board. a6 played by Savitha. And now pawn to f3. Taking away the g4 square. Also bolstering the e4 pawn. And knight comes to e5. Savitha trying to create play with rook c8. If she gets b5, that would be great. Queen comes up to d2 so that the knight is defended. You can play b3 later on. Rook to c8. And now b3 can be met with b5. So knight a3 makes sense, and that's what Surya does. He's so experienced. He understands all these tricks pretty well. Rook to e8 by Savitha. And now rook c1. Seems like a natural way to continue. You put your other rook to d1, you tuck your king to h1, and you just wait as white, because black does not have too many improving moves. And now pawn to h3 played. This is an interesting decision by Surya because he takes control of the g4 square. He would love to play f4 at some point. Bishop goes to e6. Savitha putting 3 pieces with pressure on c4. Knight jumps to d5, takes. Bishop takes, and now you can take on d5, but you can also play knight h5 with the idea of knight g3. She goes knight d7. Very restrained play here by Savitha. And bishop c3 played by Surya here. A good idea is to play g5 and clamp down on the dark squares. She plays knight to c5. Black is playing this very interestingly. Surya plays rook to d1. And now knight a4 is an excellent move because you hit the bishop and also the pawn here. I guess Savitha should be able to figure this out. Knight a4, very powerful. She has 5 minutes on the clock. 6 for Surya. f5 played. Wow, that's quite provocative there, but also a very, very nice move because she's striking in the center. And Surya plays pawn to f4. He's taking the fight to his opponent. And Savitha moves the knight, but where exactly should she go? There is knight here, knight f7. She goes knight to c6. And now the bishops can get traded, but first takes on f5. You must take with the bishop, I believe. She takes with the bishop. The black pieces are just very active. And that's what makes black's position nice. Takes on g7, king g7, Surya down to 4 minutes. It's amazing how Savitha, in spite of coming 3 minutes late to the game, is now ahead on the clock. Pawn to g4, and you put your bishop here on e4. Yes, bishop e4, controlling the important diagonal, also looking at the knight. And Surya goes knight b1, a good move. He wants to come to c3 to hit the bishop. And knight e6 played. Savitha keeping control, not making a move that actually gives over the edge to her opponent, which is very, very difficult in rapid chess if you were to ask me. Knight comes to c3, attacking the bishop on e4. And knight c d4, nice move. If you take the bishop, I'll take your bishop with a check and win the rook. So king f2, and now you can take here on e2. Savitha takes, knight takes on e2. Surya's position definitely has improved from where we left off few moves ago. King e3 is coming in. Knight could come to d4. She takes on d5, and now c takes d5, hitting the knight. Knight jumps to c5. Now careful, there is knight d3 check. No, not really. Rook d3, the rook is defended. King f3, Surya just improves his king's position. And king f6 played. Slowly and steadily, white is getting slightly better here. Knight to d4. She plays knight a4, attacking b2. g5 check, king f7. 1 minute 27 seconds for Savitha, 30 seconds for Surya. Rook d2 played. Now the d5 pawn is a bit weak. She jumps in rook c1. And knight comes to e2, attacking the rook. Rook a1, pushing the pawn on a2 with the b3 played. And knight comes to c5. How is Surya going to continue here? He goes knight to g3. And pawn to a5. Savitha is playing this so well. I mean, she's playing so strong. h4. Rook comes to g1. And now careful, there's a threat. Takes, check, and you lose the rook. So Surya goes rook d4. Savitha now moves her rook to c1. Rook d2, but now misses the trick. Rook c3, taking the knight, and knight e4 check and losing the rook. Surya resigns, Savitha wins. And I think she played an excellent game of chess there. Surya, of course, has reasons to be upset about that last blunder. But overall, the amount of pressure that Savitha kept up in the game with her accurate play was just too good. Too good. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game. And we hope to bring you more games from Biel.
For nearly 60 years, the Biel International Chess Festival has brought together the best chess players and chess lovers from all the continents. Next year, we celebrate our 60th anniversary. Help us make it unforgettable. With your contribution, you can help us make the 60th anniversary of the Biel Chess Festival truly special, to invite one of the dream guests to Biel and have some surprises.
See you next year.